All right, I'm Nick, sitting out back, trying to find a shady spot. It's hot and it's very windy, so if you hear any crazy wind noise, I did my best to hide from it. Mother Nature might not agree, you might hear some birds, but that's not a bad thing. I've got a lot of emails, phone calls, and messages about the new Old Town kayak, so I'm going to give you guys a few thoughts on a few different things. I'd like to tell you the video will be short, but it's probably going to have some rambling, so I'm going to try to speed through it as fast as possible. Uh, so let's just get into it, right? We're gonna talk about the biggest elephant in the room. That's the price tag. Now, at $6,000, that's before taxes, before shipping, depending on where you're doing, where you're living, how you can get your hands on it. That's a very, very pricey platform. Now, I'm gonna tell you a story about the world just being expensive. This morning, I ordered deodorant from Amazon. Yeah, I bought my deodorant on Amazon. Sounds crazy, but I bought it in a 6-pack, and I bought it this morning. But I had looked at my buy again and hit the buy again button, hit my view order, and last year, July 2022, I paid 16 bucks for a 6-pack of deodorant. It was $32 this morning. That's twice as expensive for some deodorant. That means everything is more expensive across the board. Doesn't matter what it is, and you can blame it on a lot of things. Doesn't matter what you do, but once you raise the price of minimum wage or anything, the price of everything goes up. It's simple economics. Okay, so Old Town, 6,000 bucks for a kayak. World's expensive. Okay, they chose to use the big water, which I'll put that in. I'll talk to you about what I expected later on in this video, but I didn't expect that. And when I said it had a new release, I didn't expect it to be a big water platform because I know it's not their best selling kayak. And it has a lot of bad rap around it about stability, and we'll talk about that later too. That means they chose to use the big water because it's been in the arsenal, or this has been in development for 3 or 4 years, which is expensive, man. It's a lot of time to sink into a product, and it had to take that long. It has to be thought out, do a good job, release it once, release it right. And I haven't seen it, so maybe they released it and it's terrible. It's hard to tell off the videos from iCast and stuff like that, just because most of those most of the guys talking about it either work for Old Town directly, or they're just it's a hype squad. Okay, nothing on it. That's how it works. iCast is realistically a media day these days. Um, but that stuff costs money. Okay, research, development, getting the kayaks to iCast, getting it out there so the whole world can see it. It is expensive. Okay. And then you got to take into consideration the fact that Old Town makes money one time, and that's the time that they sell the kayak to the dealer. They don't make money on the sale to you. They make money on the sale to the dealer. The dealer pays them. They don't charge the dealer MSRP because the dealer has to make money, right? He's a middleman. He has to have some kind of gauge in there, whether it's 20%, 30%, 40%, whatever those numbers exactly are. And it depends wherever they're at, because shipping to different dealers, like say they're on the East Coast, shipping to different dealers costs more across the country. Um, they make money one time, okay? Consider that it's stupid expensive. Consider the deodorant. The world is crazy, okay? Price tags go up, salaries don't go up. It's terrible. It's the world that we live in, okay? I wish I could change it. I can't, neither can you. Um, sorry. Elephant in the room was price, okay? It sucks. Nothing you can do about it. They're going to sell enough of them to keep themselves very, very busy. If they don't, you're going to see some sales. I don't foresee that happening. They're going to sell them, okay? Battery included. That was probably one of the biggest gripes about the autopilot was, man, why don't you just include a battery, blah, blah, blah. Batteries are expensive. Many of you know that because many of you bought them following whatever. 36 volts. I think that's a big number. I think they looked at Torqeedo and stuff, Torqeedo, Bixby, all these other companies that use 24 and 36 volt systems, Newport vessels, and they realized more volts is important, okay? Interesting. It's a good thing it's included. One complete package. So 6K, you're good to go. You got a lot of guys out there who go out and they buy an autopilot for 45 to 5K, and then they got to go spend 800 bucks on a battery or 400 bucks on a battery. So at least it's all done one-stop shopping, right? We're going to roll into stability. And we're going to roll in. This is exactly why I didn't expect them to use a big water platform. I expected 120 platform, 136 platform, something wide, okay? Because the kayak market has trended very heavily towards kayak bass fishing, okay? And you can see that they have released these motorized things trying to get people who have bass boats to step into kayak world. So if a Bass Pro I can't talk today. A bass boat price is 30K plus, and then they can roll into a kayak and they can spend 10 or 12K after electronics and everything else. That's a win for that guy. And if they can convince a small percentile of people to jump ship from a bass boat to a kayak, then they win. Okay, um, we're still on stability, right? Told you to be a lot of rambling here. The 132 has got a bad rap for not being stable. Now, I made a video showing that that kayak is unbelievably stable, and if you're falling out, it's not the kayak's fault, it's your fault. Uh, as the kayak industry trends towards getting newer people in kayaks, you have less and less actual kayak experience, which means people make mistakes and then they look at the kayak and go, oh man, it was that piece of plastic's fault. I fell out of my kayak. No, you don't know what you're doing. User error, hard to admit. We all make mistakes. Just get used to it. Uh, with that stability statement in there, I truly expected a 120 or a 136 platform, something with some width greater than the big water. And really, the big water is pretty wide, but it's shaped like this, whereas the rest of the kayaks are pretty much flat with little grooves in them. Okay, um, so I did not expect it, but I am excited about it. The Big Water 132, hands down, in my opinion, the best kayak that Old Town ever produced. I am excited to get one and get it on the water. Now, like the rest of you, I will more than likely have to wait until January of 2024. We did already pre-order them. We actually pre-ordered them the day they were released, but we pre-ordered it through our local sales representative. So I'd like to have it before that. I'm just not that special, okay? And I've said very mean things about the autopilot in the past, and well, they don't like people when you criticize them, okay? So chances of me getting one in the mail before that, very, very slim, okay? Um, I did watch 2 or 3 videos. It's tough to tell if it's going to be, if it really does 5.5 miles per hour, and you can do 5.5 miles per hour without touching the pedals for 3 hours, which those are the numbers, okay? That's what we were told directly from Old Town. If it does that, if it truly can do that, that would let a person, say offshore in the fishery I live in, uh, put a kayak in the water on the beach, run 2 miles straight out. We'll say 5 miles per hour. We'll call it 25, 30 minutes, okay? That lets them run from A to B, and now you have 2.5 hours of power left on the pedals. As soon as you arrive on location, you're going to use the pedals to fish. That's amazing. Or say tuna season. Say tuna season. Man, I'm about to sell a ton of these things on accident for these guys. Sometimes when you're pedaling and trolling for tuna, you got to maintain 3.5, 4 miles per hour. That can kick your butt if the current's bad. But if you can just push a magical little button between your feet, and now you can maintain and troll at 4 miles per hour, that's amazing. If you can go 2 miles in 30 minutes roughly, then you can go 6 miles in an hour and a half. So you can be 6 miles south of the beach and not have pedaled. If you pedal and put it on cruise control, you can be 6 miles, still have 3/4 of a battery left, and be out there trying to catch sailfish way, way off the beach, or even trying to catch wahoo. So that's exciting. If you're fishing the Great Lakes and you're trolling for, whatever you're trolling for up there, trout, whatever you're doing with your life, you can get off the beach and you can go so much further so easy. Yeah, I am pretty excited about that. I don't like the price point. I don't like the 2-year warranty. I have concerns about that. Hopefully they resealed the bottom of the drive so there is no leakage. But if the things that you were told or we were told are accurate, then it's fantastic. It might even actually, painful to say this, it could actually change the game to a point, okay? I don't like next level nonsense or game changing words, but the ability to access water that you couldn't access before. Now, they posted on their little screenshot thing that the little spec sheet that it weighed 122 pounds. With the battery, I don't know. I don't know if that number is going to be right, okay? They've put out stuff in the past where those numbers weren't actually correct. It didn't say fully fitted. It didn't say whole weight. It just said weight, I believe. So once you factor in how much that battery weighs, the seat, the pedal drive, I'm curious to see what the weight is. I do think it'll be far less than the 136, which is important. Once you add all that stuff to the 136, you're 150 plus pounds. That stuff's going to factor in big time. So I look forward to getting my hands on one. These are just initial thoughts rambling underneath some pine trees, hiding from the wind. I've been thinking about it quite a bit. I am excited. I was not excited about the 136 autopilot. They called it hands-free, had to have a remote in your hand. That didn't make no sense. But the ability to instantly pedal in reverse is what matters the most here, okay? If you can fish, pedal in reverse, and then go from A to B at 5 miles per hour, that's changing something, okay? It changes something, okay? It allows people who are older to get into it without any kind of issues. Now, if you don't like the 132, I'm willing to bet by this time next year, the 120 PDL electric version exists, because that is a huge thing for them. It's wider, and people at this point in life, they love stability, okay? Skinny kayaks are pretty much gone, if you notice that, gone completely. Maneuverable is based on being short and wide, okay? Flat bottom, kind of like a dock. That way they don't flip over. And if you want the 120, I probably wouldn't buy the 132 because it's coming, okay? There's no way they're not hitting that part of the market. The drive, the hull will have to be the same type as that drive, but they have that ability to do that pretty much like this. They know it. The big waters is what they did first, because it's been work for a long time, in my opinion. Okay, I'll stop rambling. If you have more questions, I can go back in depth on each one of these topics and talk about it more. Just wanted to give you a broad range initial thoughts. If it does what it says it's going to do, even if it max speed is 5, that's good. 3 hours at 5 miles per hour, that would be very, very, very impressive. If it is actually 122 pounds and I am completely wrong, I would also absolutely love that. There's nothing better than being wrong based on assumptions, because being proven wrong sometimes is the best way to go about it. All right, I appreciate you guys watching. If you have comments or thoughts on it, put them down in the comment thread. I will be here to answer those questions or just comment back to them. If you think the price is crazy, let me know below. If you watched the whole video, let me know. All right, thanks for watching.